Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the live interview series at ArchiDiaries, which has been titled as Shades of Green 2.0. I'm really glad to share that for our seventh interview, we have today with us architect PB Sajan from COSTFORD, Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Sajan sir, welcome on ArchiDiaries. I'm so glad to see you here.
Thank you.
Without much ado, please allow me to introduce Sajan. Architect by education and practice. He has been trained and mentored by Laurie Baker. He is the member secretary of the board of governors of the Laurie Baker Center, chief architect and joint director at COSTFORD. A committed disciple of Laurie Baker from the beginning of his career, he has been passionately promoting Laurie Baker's approach to architecture and building construction through project execution as well as research and dissemination of knowledge in cost effective technologies through policy advocacy and numerous training programs to a diverse group of people, both from India and abroad. Some of his projects include design of over 2,000 residential buildings in different economic ranges, 26 slum rehabilitation projects, many eco-restoration projects, redesign and execution of tribal hamlets, school buildings, campuses, mud and bamboo as an alternative to high energy consuming building materials. The title that Sajan sir has chosen for today's talk is Lessons from Laurie Baker and Beyond. I invite Sajan sir to share his presentation.
Is it all right? Can you see?
Yes, we can see.
Thank you, Ayaz, for your introduction. Good afternoon to all. He already introduced me. My name is Sajan. Started my career with Laurie Baker. I did not work any other buildings like the conventional buildings, sort of buildings in my life. I worked only with this cost-effective architecture, or we can call it eco-friendly, or whatever, or sustainable building, or whatever the way you wanted to describe it. Actually, when I joined Laurie Baker, I was not an architect. I was a civil engineer. As a civil engineer's capacity, I joined him. Then when I joined him, he asked me to go to site and do the hands-on there at the site. You know what is the meaning of hands-on at site? I have to go and do work with masons, carpenters, and electricians, plumbers, all stream of people. His intention was to learn myself what are the techniques and what are the things going on at the site. His argument was, without knowing this work directly, you will not be able to supervise them. Then actually, I did not understand that those days as a first thing, but gradually I understood. Without knowing this technology, or without knowing this direct work, I won't be able to do my supervision and managing people and all other managing material, etc., etc. Then I did it. I went to the site and I learned it, masonry, carpentry, and also including electrical work, little bit of electrical and plumbing work. And only I will be able to supervise them. Yeah, that I understood. But that is the best way to start learning architecture too. Then gradually I started designing the buildings, structural designs of the building. People always having a doubt regarding Laurie Baker building, whether it is structurally designed or not. All Laurie Baker buildings are structurally designed. Most of his big buildings, all of them are properly designed. Then I have joined him 1986, but I started my structural designs and all after in the year of 91. Then after the year 91, I managed to do the structural designs of his buildings also. Then whatever I do the structural design, I used to discuss with my uh, colleagues and also with professors in the College of Engineering Trivandrum. Also some of the other structural engineers to make sure it is correct. Whether I'm not those days also I'm not even a structural engineer do the structural designs. Gradually, I started the design of the small houses, which we COSTFORD started building for the weaker section of the society. I started designing of small houses. In those days, I thought it would be very easy to design a small building. That's why I started with small houses. Now I realize it will be very difficult to design a small building than a big building. Making a small house, maybe a 350 square feet house or maybe a 500 square feet house, is much more difficult than to design a 2000 square feet or 5000 square feet house. And also managing those projects also. It will be very difficult to manage that small houses because their cost will be that project cost will be 4 lakh or maximum of 5 lakh rupees. And even it's a 10% escalation, maybe 50,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees. You can imagine that a person who is affordable to make only that sort of a house, 5 lakh rupees, how much would be in his hand after that construction of that building? Then it will be very, very difficult if there is any escalation happen to that house. It will be very difficult for that client or that person, whoever it may be. Maybe he may be getting some fund from the government. Then with the help of that fund, he is managing to do his house. It will be very difficult to complete that building with that fund also. Then proper management and proper techniques is very much required to finish that sort of a building. And if it is a 1 crore rupee house, it's a 10 percentage is 10 lakh rupees. And it is very, very easy to manage. There is no issue at all. Now, then I started making designs of those buildings, gradually get into the other buildings also. Then Laurie Baker told me, whatever I do the design, even if it is a small building or big building, I used to discuss those designs with Laurie Baker. I had the courage to do that, those days itself. This is in the year of 1990, that I'm telling you the story of that. After a while, Laurie Baker realized maybe through his design discussion, I have also learned quite a lot from Laurie Baker, from Daddy. I used to call him Daddy, not Laurie Baker. When I joined him, I asked him, what should I call you, sir? Then he replied, no, sir, you can call me Daddy. Then both of them, Laurie Baker and Mrs. Baker, became Daddy to us and Daddy and Mummy to us. Then from the beginning, we started just calling Daddy, and Mummy. But after a while, both of them became a real Daddy and Mummy to all of us. That is what happened. That is the journey. Then he told me, even if you are doing an architect's job, I won't be able to call you as an architect because you don't have a degree in architecture and also you don't have registration in the Council of Architecture. Then you do one thing, you start study architecture. Then he only he only pursued me to become an architect. He signed the application and gave me, just do the exams, which I did. I completed my course, architecture course, during I was working with Baker that time itself. And it was actually a very good thing for me. During the working days only, I was studying architecture. I can see the difference also, both what Laurie Baker doing, what other architects are doing. I was very much when I do the theory of architecture and all, I can see Laurie Baker was practicing proper theory in the architecture. Even if the climatology or whatever the things are happening in the studies, he is really, really including those things in his architecture practice. I can tell you very much because I was learning architecture to those days, the theory of architecture. Then I became an architect and a registered architect and started practicing that. Now I am only doing architecture, not structural. I stopped doing structural engineering these days. But I know structure that is also helping me to design the buildings. That is the learning from, like, that is the way he taught us. And also now what I am going to present today is the learning from Daddy, Laurie Baker, and also after that, how we are all continuing his work or his legacy through COSTFORD. Actually, I would like to present the first project is a fisherman colony at Tangasheri, Kollam district. Kollam is next to the Trivandrum district in Kerala. And Tangasheri is not very far from the city, from the Kollam collectorate, district collectorate. It's 4 kilometers from district collectorate. This is the layout which Laurie Baker prepared for that. Actually, this the front, this is actually an open area. You can see these plots. These all are the plots. All plots are 2 cents each. All plots are 2 cents each. You can see this. This is a layout which is prepared by Laurie Baker for that colony. All plots are 2 cents each, and it is actually a bell mouth. It is open wide to the sea. The opposite side is the sea. Then his view was each fisherman's house, they should be able to see the sea from outside. And this common ground will be helping them to do their common works, drying fish and also mending their nets here. And that sort of activities can happen here. That is what actually Laurie Baker envisaged. And in the in between both these layouts, in between this path is actually the drainage and the sewage line. All the toilets and things will come, drainage pits and all will come in this small strip of land here. Everything will come here, and this is the net mending area for each people from both the sides, and this is the area for each people from the both sides. This is the arrangement. Then he asked us to make a small model for it. We made a model. This is the model what we made in small cardboard. You can see the sea here, and also all these houses are open to the sea. You can see this. And also he asked us to do the designs, which he made the designs, first designs, and then asked us to make the models. First, he made 15 different types of houses and put it here. Then this is actually 1 in 200 scale. This model we made in 1 in 200 scale. Sorry, not in 1 in 200, 1 in 100 scale. Then he asked us to make each houses in 1:20 scale. 1:20 scale. We made the model for the 15 houses. Then we discussed with the district collector there. Actually, the project was under district collector, and he was a very cooperating person at the district collector. Laurie Baker himself came to the site, and then only he made this proposal. Then all our people, COSTFORD people, including interns and all, we made this model. Then we asked collector to call a meeting for the beneficiaries. When the collector conducted the meeting with the beneficiaries, he called all the people. It was 158 houses, and 158 families were invited in a auditorium there near the collectorate itself. Then all the people came. Then Laurie Baker insisted all the ladies has to participate in the discussion. When the ladies came, most of the 158 families were participated in that meeting, and some houses both the husband and wife also came. Some houses only housewives only came for the meeting. Then Laurie Baker and all of us explained to them, because it will be very difficult for him to explain in Malayalam. Then he asked us to explain it to them, and we explained it. And also we have opened up these designs were that 1:20 model also in front of them. And we took away the roof and showed them the walls and interior spaces to each people. Then ask them to, these are the 15 models, you can choose whatever you like. Then the people, all of them came and discussed, and also they choose which house they wanted, and they voted it. And some people wanted design number 1, some people wanted design number 2, and all the 15 houses were on demand, all of them. And Laurie Baker was also very happy about when he see them to choose it. Then we went to the site and visited the site again, second time also. Then came back. Then Laurie Baker suggested some new methods of making the foundation there, because again that is very close to the sea, and it is very difficult to make the foundations with steel and things. Then Laurie Baker proposed. These were during the construction was going on. Laurie Baker was also visiting that area. That is the picture of that. This is a very old picture. That's why the photos are like this. I have scanned it and made use of it. Actually, Laurie Baker proposed a bamboo reinforced surface beam, and then again, because it's a government funded project, it will be very difficult to use bamboo and bamboo instead of steel there. But Laurie Baker insisted. Then he wanted to collect all of them and explain to them what is the problem. Then also that time we called local politicians and some other political leaders, member of parliament, member of legislative assembly. All of them, collector invited all of them, and then all of them came, and we had a discussion. Then we explained about the advantage of bamboo and disadvantage of steel, and explained to them. I thought it will be very difficult to convince them about the bamboo. I thought they are not going to accept it. But surprisingly, when we explained to them about the good qualities of bamboo and the demerits of steel, because it's being on this sea sand, you can also see the sea sand in the picture. It is definitely salt will be there, sea salt will be there. In no time, our steel roads will corrode. All of you know that because of the salt content in the sand. And if it is bamboo, it will not corrode definitely. And we did that entire beams, foundation beams, are with bamboo reinforcement. And all the clients, all the beneficiaries agreed to use bamboo there. When the beneficiaries agrees, there is no question about all others. All the politicians also agreed, and we smoothly carried out this foundation work. You can see these buildings here. And we completed 158 houses there. And these 158 houses are in 158 designs. And people started living there happily. And this is completed in the year 2000. It started in 1997 and finished in 2000. We completed it. Now, this is in the 2010 photographs. And many people upgraded their houses. Many of them took second floor on top of that, not the second floor, first floor on top of the ground floor. And many people expanded their houses. And there were during that time itself, when we had the discussion with the beneficiary group, they included their requirement also. They conveyed their requirement also with us that time itself. Then when they get the chance to extend it, all the houses they extended. You can see the houses after 15 years of the construction. People are using that area wherever we thought of having that common land, and nobody encroached that land. And all of them are using as a common land there. They are mending their nets there. They are keeping their boats there. They are drying their fish there. It is all happening. This is one of the success stories of our fishermen housing in Kerala at Tangasheri, Kollam district. This is actually we did this project under direct supervision and design of Laurie Baker. And actually, it was a very good learning for us. And when we do the similar projects afterwards, also we include all his that participatory planning approach to our building industry, our construction uh, sites. And also, this is not only the technology; the entire approach is sustainable. To include the beneficiaries, include the people into the construction ways, and it will uh, help us to complete it quickly. And also, there will be some monitoring, there will be transparency. Everything we can bring into the construction field through this participatory approach. When we do the another Mamanna Ur at Attapadi, that is in 2002. Started in 2002 and finished in 2003. I can't remember the exact date, but it is finished in 2003. It was an existing Adivasi or tribal hamlet in the district of Palakkad, and we conducted a survey, and there is a hamlet called Mamanna Uru. Uru means tribal hamlet. Mamanna Uru, Attapadi. This Attapadi is situated in Palakkad district. Palakkad is from Coimbatore. It is hardly 60 kilometers to Palakkad. From Palakkad, again another 60 kilometers to this Attapadi area. It's a hill station, and there was a very old tribal hamlet was there. In 1970s, government interfered and constructed houses for them, those people. And actually, the habit of our tribals to stay in a circular manner, in a cluster of houses. They always had cluster houses. But when government interfered in their housing sector and constructed houses in a row housing manner, that actually destroyed their culture. Or maybe because sometimes when they have this circular manner in the middle of the courtyard, they used to in the evening they used to just come across and put some fire there, and around the fire they used to sit and talk, and all their community interactions used to happen at the during that time only. And also the food habits of those tribal people at Mamanna Uri was, they used to eat by morning by 11 o'clock and also afternoon by 5 o'clock. Only 2 meals in a day, 11 and 5 o'clock in the evening. Afterwards, also, all of the people, older people having used to make some kambli and just sit around this fire and talk. But when they made this row houses, some of the people turned into different way, and some of them converted as anti-social people also. And lots of things happened during that time. When we had the chance to rebuild this area, we approached the tribal people, and we conducted a survey, and we went and met all the households there in that tribal hamlets. And the total number of houses was 48 houses there in the tribal hamlet. There is no type designs. Actually, Laurie Baker, again, he used to tell us you have to go for per capita design. That is also his method, because some houses having 6 members, some houses having 2 members, some houses having 4 members. But it is not fair to provide, even if it is a 6-member family and 2-member family, the same area of the house. Then that is what called per capita design. According to the number of whoever is there in that house, according to the number of the people, we have to decide the size of the houses. If it is only 2 people, you can design the house within 250 square feet. or 25 meters square. And if there is 6 people or 7 people, it can go up to 500 or 500 square feet, or maybe 600 square feet, like that. The cost is also will vary, depends upon the number of people in that who is staying in that house. That is what he used to call per capita. And we designed these houses with per capita design there. And also Laurie Baker talked to the people there, and also we actually this in this project Laurie Baker was not very much involved. We had the discussion with him, but he was not directly involved with this project. And we constructed these houses for the AHADs, Attapadi Hill Area Development Society. They only AHADs people only approached COSTFORD to design these houses. And we conducted this, and there is also in the each colony there was a Uri Vikasana Samiti. Uri Vikasana Samiti means the tribal members are the members in this, tribal people are the members in this Uri Vikasana Samiti. And there is a cluster, or as a hamlet. There in that hamlet itself there will be an Uri Vikasana Samiti, a group of people who can manage all their problems over there. And we approach this Uri Vikasana Samiti and ask them whether they will be able to take up the project, whether they will be able to implement the project. They readily agreed, and we told them we will give you a support how to make it, and you can implement it. Then they agreed, and through OVS only we implemented this project. First, we conducted the socio-economic survey. Then we conducted the contour survey, including the positions of the existing houses also. And most of the houses are in very, very dilapidated condition. We could not even retain those houses. Only 7 or 8 houses were in not in very good condition, but repairable condition. We repaired it, and we decided to keep those houses. And we made the layout. You can see the cluster formation there. This is also, we made a model about of this entire hamlet there. Entire hamlet we made this model. This model is also 1:20 model. You can see this. This actually, this model only inaugurated, this model was inaugurated by then the Rashtrapati, Sri Abdul Kalam. He inaugurated it. We made the model and he inaugurated it. We discussed each family and their requirement, and we found out the per capita requirement for each houses, and we went and discussed with each house, with each people there, and we designed it. You can see this, and there was no water available because of the because it's on top of a hillock, and it is very, very difficult to get the water in that hillock also. Then we decided to make rainwater harvesting along with the houses itself, and each houses on the ground, on the basement area, we made tanks. And also this AHAD's headquarters was constructed by COSTFORD with the Laurie Baker design. Then when we approached these people, we asked them, because they are from this indigenous community, they might be happy to do their houses with mud and bamboo. Then we approached them whether your houses, can we make your houses with the mud and bamboo? Then they refused, just refused. Then, but they were ready to use filler slab and unplastered walls because of the AHAD's building there. They have been to this AHAD's headquarters building, and they have seen it and they liked it. And when we approached them about, yeah, this is one of the other technology which you can also adopt, they readily agreed, and we had the chance to make their houses with this filler slab and unplastered wall. And these were the problems we found out. One is the shortage of drinking water, environmental degradation, preference for level ground adjacent to their houses for growing herbs and vegetables, and civil building provisions required. These all are the things which we listed. And 39 houses we designed, and 8 houses were not in very good condition, but repairable condition, which we included in our design. And that is also included, and few buildings, you can see this in this. Some of the buildings are not unplastered. It is plastered building, but we retained, and part of that became the part of this cluster formation. And all houses having rainwater harvesting tanks in the base, in their foundation itself, in their plinth. Within the plinth itself, we just without doing the filling inside the plinth, we converted that one as a rainwater harvesting tank and plastered inside. And also soil conservation and things are also happened. You can see this cluster formation, and in the middle of this area, again we because of the shortage of water, lots of water is also required. All these are the tanks. We provided water tanks in the middle of these clusters, and lots of bushes and trees around these tanks also. And people has to use this water as a common property. Series of open tanks, and you can also see the contour lines in between these houses. It is all going up, and when this tank is full, and its overflow will come to this tank. From its overflow will come to this tank. It's like that. All tanks are fully connected. These all are the tanks. You can see this is one tank. This is another tank. Its overflow comes to this tank, and people are using this water because this is the underground. This water is meant for the drinking water, and the exterior water is for the exterior tank is for the other utilities. Also, you can see this rainwater, how we provided the rainwater harvesting tank inside this house. This is that rainwater harvesting tank. These things also, rainwater conservation, all these things are common things. Nutrition garden is also we provided with lots of planting, fruit trees also we planted. Common cattle shed we provided, and also and each house we provided smokeless chula also. Common cattle shed was a new approach because they have to keep their cattle on the lowermost portion. This one of this is common cattle shed, and the owner may be here living on the top, but he need not take his cow till the end of this area. He can keep them here. See this? Trees also started growing up. This is also after completing the house. After 5 years, we took these photographs. All having, you can also see this rainwater gutter here and collecting water from this roof and filter it. And only the filtered water will go to the drinking water area, and only filtered water only to collect in this tanks also. This is actually nutrition garden. The main idea was to how to increase how to improve the living condition of these people. They were struggling with water. Now they have plenty of water near their home itself. Then these are the tribal hamlets. First we completed with this fisher folks. Now tribal hamlets. The third one is the slum project, Chengalchula near Trivandrum. That is also very, very dilapidated condition. You can see this condition of the houses. Here actually, this Chengalchula project is actually a failed project. We cannot call that one as a successful project. We completed the houses. You can see this. This actually Laurie Baker designed the house. This is actually Laurie Baker's design. We completed it. It's a stepped design. You can see in the ground floor it is 5 houses. Then on the first floor it is 3 houses. and the second floor, first floor, ground floor, first floor, and second floor, another two houses. This is the system of the houses. The total in one unit it is 10 houses. That was the design. But the first floor, these people can make use of the terrace in front of them. Both the people can make use of the terrace. And the second floor also, those people will get the terraces on front. This is also Laurie Baker concept, because when the people who lives on the ground, they always prefer to live on the ground. They don't want to go up. When we approached them to make this suggestion, they accepted and they started living in these houses. But actually, there was not much interaction with these people. Wherever we don't have interaction with these people, that project will not go. We cannot call those projects as a very successful project. Still, after completing these buildings, many of the people from anti-social people also just barged in this. Even nobody allotted these houses because these anti-social people just barged in, and we could not do anything for those that project itself. That's why when we come to, that's why we call that one as a failed project. You can see this. They are not keeping this houses very clean. Also, you can see this posters everywhere in that house itself. In front of the house also, they are not keeping this well over there. When we get the chance to do the second slum, we got a chance to design 26 slums in Trivandrum, and we decided to take up this project, this Karimadam colony, as a part of our direct execution. And all other slums are we designed, and others were doing it. And this we decided to do this project. Its total population was 2,341 numbers. And Laurie Baker made a small concept on how to eradicate slum. Are slums inevitable? That was the book's name. He made a small booklet on it. That is in 1997, he published, COSTFORD published that booklet. In that slum project, he illustrated how a slum can be transformed. And there are lots of ideas were presented. We took that idea and designed this slum. Like all the buildings also we designed. This was the condition of the slum. You can see this drainage, sewage line. Very, very poor condition. 500 plus families are, a total number of the families 165. 565 families were there. And don't compare the North Indian slums with the Kerala slums. Kerala slums are very small in size, but the conditions are very poor. But size-wise, it is very small numbers. And this Karimadam colony is one of the notorious slum in the Trivandrum city. Not only notorious here, lots of drug mafia and drug things also happening there. And it is very close to the Trivandrum railway station, just 1 kilometer away from the Trivandrum railway station. And actually, it is also 1.5 kilometers away from our famous Sri Navaswami temple. And also next to the this slum is the famous Chale market, the biggest market in Trivandrum. And it is very close to this Chale market. And most of the people who are hailing in this area is the headload workers and vendors in that Chale market. And in 1985, government made some houses for them. 72 families are staying in that. This project is also, now this building is also demolished and constructed new houses. Actually, this was provided in 1985. But again, that is also in dilapidated condition. And there was a sewage pond. Sewage was this is under custody of Kerala Water Authority. They were the custodians of this pond. Actually, the total area of this slum was 9 acres. And out of these 9 acres, 2 acres was used up by this pond. Then in our detailed project report, we decided to conserve this pond and clean it and make use for the other purposes. And we designed the houses around this pond. That was our conceptual design. And this is another issue. All the sewages are open sewage, and it was flowing in the middle of the through the middle of this entire slum. That is also we have to cover it up. And this is the some of the pictures from our Laurie Baker booklet. And this is this one, 20 dwelling units, 4-story block we designed from this sketches. Actually, it is all the sketches are in one side. We made it both sides sloping. This was the design. Here you can see this. This is actually the staircase is through the middle from both sides. And when we go up, the ground floor, it is 8 houses. You can see one house here, another house here, another house here, another house here. Total, it is 8 numbers in the ground floor and 6 numbers in the first floor, 4 houses on the second floor, 2 houses on the third floor. Total 4 floors, G plus 3, ground floor plus 3. That is the total design. And staircase is going through the middle and it will join up on the front. Then the top people and these people also can make use of the staircase from both sides. That was the design. And another advantage is in the ground floor, these people, 8 houses can make use of the ground area. First floor, in the middle portion, people will not get an open terrace. They are having staircases from both sides. And these people will get the open terraces on the front. And these people also will get the open terraces on the front from both sides. This is the idea of providing it. Because these people will not get an open terrace, then the demand from their side also arises. And what we do, after making this design, we called a meeting at the slum area, and all the beneficiaries attended in that meeting. We called the meeting and all of them attended, and we present our entire proposal in front of them. Then they made lots and lots of suggestions. People started making lots and lots of suggestions. We incorporate all their suggestions, and also including the suggestions came for the layout. Or they made lots and lots of suggestions, which we included, and we made a small committee there. When we started implementing it, we made a committee there, and who are the representatives of beneficiaries were the members of that committee, and also approached local politicians, not only one politician, political party, all the political party we approached and bring in, including Communist Party, Congress, BJP, and other local parties also were there, Muslim League and all. All of them were approached, and they were ready to come and join in this. Because the 560 families were there, and all of them are hailing from different political parties. Then their representative has to include in this. And without this political party members, it will be very difficult to manage this project also. That also we were known. Because it's not a rehabilitation project. It was an in situ project. We have to demolish the houses. In that space only we have to make use for the another construction, the new construction. Then it will be very, very difficult to do that process also. Then we presented this and we took them in confidence, and they took us also in confidence. Then we were able to start the project. And the project was included in the JNN URM in that scheme, Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission. And there's a subcomponent of JNN URM is BSUP, Basic Services to Urban Poor. And we included in that project, and we started the construction in 2010. And this was the layout. You can see this drainage pond here, and the housing layouts also. And each unit having 20 houses, each block having 20 units of the houses. And this was the first phase we decided to demolish and started. And comparatively less people were staying in that area. Only 40 people were staying in that area. Then we asked them to move, and the committee decided, and they moved, and we demolished that area and constructed this 80 houses there. 80 houses, and also in a small Anganwadi also built, and a market also built. Then this 40 people came back and again started living here. Then we managed to take up the houses from this area, and second phase was this portion. And then we demolished the houses in this area, and some people from this area also can move here because it's only 40 families were from this area, and another 40 families from this area also moved into this area who are willing to come and stay. And I found it very difficult because people wanted their neighbors to be when they moved into the new house also, they wanted their original neighbors were their neighbors. Then the people from this area did not want to move to this area at all. They moved, and they gave us the plan for the construction, and they moved to there's a community hall available, and they moved to that community hall and stayed there. And we completed this portion, and they came back and started living in this area. And now the first, second, and third phases are completed. And the total of our work was this preliminary survey. All these things happened: preliminary survey, preparation of preliminary design, and 3 days continuous discussion with the families. All families attended, and we gave them the dates for having the meeting. And these all are the things happened at that point itself. It was a very Herculean task, but we completed it. And all these facilities also we provided: the area, study center, and the people asked us where shall we, because this is the total area of each house was 370 square feet. Then the families also asked whether our people come after the work. They used to drink also. After the drink, when a father comes to their house, their kids cannot study afterwards. Then also we have seen that, and also we proposed a study center. And in the night, the girls and boys study center separate. The girls and boys can go to that study center. They can study there. And also Anganwadi also, in the daytime that will be an Anganwadi, but in the evening and in the morning it can be a study center. And multi-purpose open space also provided. All these things we provided. And another major item was the rejuvenation of the pond. And also we approached our Kerala Water Authority and asked them to stop putting the sewage in that pond, because this Karimadam area was one of the lowermost area of that lowermost area of the city, and all the sewage comes there. But then they provided a small stage, a big stage pump there, and pump it and take it up, and then from there it's flowing. Sometimes the stage pump will not work, or when it's damaged, or when it's getting repaired. That time the sewage, they have to collect the sewage. That time only they used to use this pond as a sewage collection pond. That time they just divert the entire sewerage into this pond. And it's a dirty, all of you can imagine what sort of water it will be. And that creates lots and lots of health issues to this colony, because the people are residing around this sewage pond. Lots and lots of issues there. Then we approached water authority. They did not agree to stop it because they don't have any other option. Then along with the people in that slum area, we agitated in front of this water authority office, and also they blocked. All of you know, the agitation is a new thing in Kerala. It is always we will do that, and agitated in the highways also. Then the district collector involved. Then there was threat and many things also happened. But at last we won that. Like water authority decided to stop the sewage collection to this pond. They put up one more pump. There is one pump is damaged. One more stage pump they provided. Now there is no issue with that. One pump is damaged. Another pump they can make use of. Now that issue is solved, and they stopped. The pond became a proper pond. Now we cleaned the pond, and now that pond is also functioning well. Then we completed it. Many people started living in these houses. Okay, from this photograph, I think you will be able to make out the designs. And upper floors, people having different open spaces in front of their house, which can be converted as a small garden. Also, they planted lots of things also in the yard. Also, they planted lots and lots of trees. And fourth one, or maybe this is the fifth one. This is also an IASC campus. These two people, they approached Laurie Baker in 2005, and Daddy was not well enough to take up that project. Then he asked them to approach COSTFORD. Then they came to me, and we designed it. This is actually during Daddy's time. He propagated mud, but he managed to do only one project with mud. That is not in Kerala. Actually, that is in Tamil Nadu. He made a mud building thing in Tamil Nadu. But he wanted to construct a mud structure also very much. Then during these days, he wanted to do mud buildings, but he did not want any cement stabilized mud. He did not want to use any cement stabilized mud. He wanted to make use of our traditional techniques as a mud wall. He wanted to use cob. He wanted to use adobe, but without compromising any energy in it, like any other things like cement and cement as a stabilizer in that mud. Then these two people approached us, Sabriye and Paul. They are the directors of a BWB, Braille Without Borders. They approached us. Then they wanted to construct a social entrepreneurship center, a training institute for a social center near the Lion, near the lake. This is that lake, a freshwater, Trivandrum's biggest freshwater lake, and it's in front of that lake only, this project. This is actually the layout. This portion is that lake, and from lake we have to leave 40 meters. That is things which are with the Panchayat had made some suggestions for that. Then they put up a 40-meter barrier in front of the lake. No construction area in this area. And our constructible area is limited to only this portion. Then we discussed with the client and proposed some plans. And also we proposed, these are the designs which we proposed. And we decided mud construction. These are the mud construction. Then the client is also very well aware of it, and they wanted mud construction. And we used cob method. There is no cement in it. We constructed it with mud, and also used pillar slab for the roof. So also you can see. After the completion, you can see none of the trees we cut. We cut some coconuts there, but all the trees we retained. This is just after the construction. All the trees you can see this. Now too many trees also grown up. Maybe this is the biggest mud building in Kerala now. So not the because lots of mud buildings are here, but it is all having cement in it. These buildings don't have cement in it. It's actually original traditional cob method without any cement. Another building, another set of buildings at Institute of Management in Government. This is not, but this is also on the top floor. It is Casuarina pole roof and also mud walls. Mud has taken from the site itself. Say another building with the same campus. These all are the some of the residential buildings at Trivandrum. You can see this is an extension of old house, which is 120-year-old. We did not want to demolish it. We retained it and also restored it and constructed a new building next to it. Another house. More than 2,000 houses we constructed in Trivandrum alone. This is a small resort using the same techniques and all. This is the third biggest hotel in Kovalam. This is a bamboo building. This is all after Baker. We started using bamboo in 2010 onwards. This is a 3-storied building with bamboo. And these all are bamboo and mud and casuarina. See, old recycled tiles are used with casuarina poles, and also all intermediate slabs are bamboo, and there is no concrete. Bamboo replaced entire steel and concrete. Bamboo and mud alone. That is the technique. We developed it. Not we developed it. We have taken from our traditional building methods. Earlier it was all wooden planks and wooden beams, and on top of this wooden plank we put up lime and mud on top of it and level it. That is our we replaced that wooden pieces with the This is our present Kerala Education Minister's house. This is also mud and bamboo. His house's second floor, you can also see treated casuarina poles are used and replaced entire cement and concrete on the roof area. The same house from the other side of the view. Mud and bamboo. All walls are with mud and intermediate slab is with bamboo and the roof is with the casuarina pole and recycled tiles. This is the first bamboo and mud house, and it is completed in 2012. And Laurie Baker passed away in 2007. And during his time itself, under his supervision, we started researching on bamboo and mud. But the fruit came up in 2012 only, and this is the first bamboo and mud house. Now I am talking about not only the technology, the approach. This was in 2012. There was no trees, nothing. We just planted it. And Laurie Baker taught us the house is not only yours. Lots of other things also can come and stay around you. Need not be with you, but has to be around you. Many people, many of them. Not only human being, others. We planted trees. In 2014, it is coming up. 15, it is coming up again. 16. 18, 2020. This is actually our own house. I am staying in this house, and around our house, lots of trees, and we cannot even see outside. But in the morning, every time we can see the birds and all sorts of things are there around us. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Sajan, sir. Can you
Did I
please,
take more time?
can you want to go ahead? Please continue.
No, no. Yeah, I finished.
So,
Now you
yes.
can, there is anything you can ask, you can ask.
Can you please stop sharing the screen so we can see you?
Yes.
It was really nice to see the journey of, and it's also there in a way in the title that you have given to this talk, Lessons from Laurie Baker and Beyond. To be very honest, I personally, my journey and my experience, knowledge has been so far I've seen lessons from Laurie Baker, and today it was really heartening for me to see how the COSTFORD has taken that journey forward, and a lot of new things that actually I saw for the first time. Of course, I have visited your house, but there was a lot of other material exploration in terms of bamboo, mud is something that was has happened in the post Laurie Baker era, and that evolution was honestly something that I've come across also for the first time. Really good to see that whole presentation. So I would like to thank you for that. And your house has really grown up, and even in this presentation, we could hear lots of varieties of the birds in the background while you were making the presentation. So,
Yeah, lots of beds are around.
yeah, so not only you are living, but now a lot of other people have already come and joined in your
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
So I have some questions, and it all depends. If you have the time, then we can take some of those questions. In. So
Yeah.
I like the title that you have chosen, lessons from Laurie Baker and beyond, and certain things that we understand from the philosophy of Laurie Baker comes from, let's say, saving materials, saving energy, and also saving the cost at the same time. And those core philosophy is something that is the same when we look at in the COSTFORD's journey also. In fact, a lot of new things like that per capita design was a fantastic word that actually came through that presentation and was really fascinating. And that is also carried on into the COSTFORD's approaches. My simple question is, what do you think? How do you think has the cost? What are the things that have changed or added over a period of time in terms of philosophy, in terms of technology, after, let's say, the Laurie Baker phase in COSTFORD?
Laurie Baker, Daddy was very much concerned about energy. In his whole his whatever he do, that time also he was very much into this use of energy. He always, that is one of the reason he did not wanted cement as a add cement in the mud. Even he wanted to reduce the use of cement. Cement and steel and also aluminum, glass, etc., are the most energy consuming material. And also cement is the product which we also find out later. For just manufacturing cement in the world, total world, 5% of the carbon dioxide is coming out. Means their manufacturing of cement is responsible for 5% of production of carbon dioxide in the globe, the world. That is one of the reason. Like Laurie Baker did not want to use very much of cement.
Yes,
Those days, he was talking about the energy. He was not talking about carbon emission or anything like that.
yes,
He was talking about energy. Nowadays, And also he was using uh, our burned brick, country burned brick.
Yes.
The country burnt for manufacturing of country burnt brick. Actually, at the present time, we know there is a term called carbon neutral. For burning our fossil fuel, that is carbon negative,
Yes.
and reducing carbon for in the means of carbon sequestration. Because a tree grows that time, it will absorb lots of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store that carbon dioxide in its system, including our body is made of carbon. Everything what is grown up is carbon. It is absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and that will, when we grow a tree, it will reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because it will sequester carbon. But when that tree burns, that carbon dioxide will come out. But that will be in a year of maximum 100 years or 50 years. During that time, when the carbon cycle, from absorbing it and then again releasing it, that term is called carbon neutral. That is not carbon positive or carbon negative. That term is called carbon neutral. For manufacturing burned bricks, in Kerala, we are using our secondary species of trees. Nowadays, they are using rubber trees. After cut, because after 35 years, rubber has to cut. Its yield will come down very much. Then they have to cut it. Actually, for making use of that, it's branches, rubber wood's branches only will take into this brick kilns and burning for using the burning the bricks. Actually, it is carbon neutral. Not even we cannot call it lots of emission, carbon emission for that process. That carbon is absorbed the last 30, 35 years ago. It is absorbed and stored in its system, is released. And our fossil fuel is lakhs and lakhs of years ago, it is sequestered in the fossil fuel. And we are not touching that fossil fuel carbon at all. That is one of the reasons. Laurie Baker did not say this one during his lifetime, but he always used to tell it's energy wise, the quality of energy. For making a brick, we are using firewood, and for making other types, for making cement and steel, we are using electricity. Then he always used to say the quality of energy is different. One is firewood, and another one is electricity. But when we calculate in terms of calorie, this burning bricks calorie will be more because its efficiency is very, very less. This making this country kilns, the efficiency is very less. But there is actually, we can call it carbon neutral. We are not using any other fossil fuel for burning carbon, for making the bricks. And that is one thing. And now we are concentrating on our carbon sequestration and how to reduce the carbon emission. These two. In connected, actually, to extended from the energy part. Not only energy, carbon emission is also a matter. And that's why we converted our things into mud and also bamboo and also casuarina. Casuarina is also in 6 years time we can harvest casuarina. Casuarina is a secondary wood. Casuarina we can treat and enhance its life up to 75 years. Bamboo also we can enhance its life into certain years. And both the things are treated with borax and boric acid. And we are using soaking method for doing that. And when we grow bamboo, it will sequester carbon. It will absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store that carbon in its system. And that carbon only we are storing in our buildings, which means the entire carbon, instead of carbon emission, carbon sequestration happened and reduce the carbon from the atmosphere. This is and another thing is, in Kerala particularly, everywhere in the world that is an issue. that is a renewable material. That is about the renewable materials. We have seen only three materials there in the renewable as a renewable material in the construction field at all. Only three materials. One is wood, second is bamboo, because bamboo is not wood, bamboo is grass. Second is bamboo. Third is seashells. Out of seashells, we can make lime. We can make lime from the seashells. That is also another creature which will grow, a renewable item. Only three materials are renewable, and we have to make use of these three items as much as possible. That's why the research in the bamboo, use of bamboo, and also research in the use of another species, which we can increase the lifespan of that material. That's why secondary wood type casuarina came into the picture. And lime. The lime can be mixed with or stabilized with lime stabilized mud blocks is also available. And including the mud plastering and all, we can add lime in it, which again less energy, which will be renewable material. All these items also we can include in this. These things we added, slightly added in the philosophy of origin. Actually, extension, yeah.
No, and also in the later projects, particularly the last one that you showed had, as you mentioned, it had all the bamboo floor and the bamboo roofs.
Yeah.
I forgot the name. So I think this is something you can say that an addition in terms of philosophy, all the technology. Sorry, please excuse me. That has happened. One more question connected with that is the cost, and the cost was something that was also been the core concern from the beginning, from the Laurie Bakers, also that the building has to be cost effective, a technology that can be afforded by laymen and the chief minister both at the same time. Uh, in today's context, when I look at it, particularly in the span of last 10 years, the way, and I'm sure this is also the same phenomena in Kerala also, the kind of land prices that we have, they have gone to such an extent that they have started surpassing in many cases, the building costs, actually. And this is also many a time that a lot of people present it as an argument that, when the land cost per square foot is that much, how does it matter, if you are going to save the construction cost? What is your view? What is your view on this argument?
Yeah, we are also, because in Kerala we have very limited land. Everywhere the price of land is very, very high. And it is very difficult to spread out our construction at all. We have to limit it. But people think there are only cost-effective methods, cannot go uh, upper floors. That is not true. If you want to construct a 100-floor house, because in that one building which I showed you, a bamboo building which is three floors, three floor height bamboo building. Now at present, COSTFORD is building our own office. That is actually a 5-story building, and in that case, we will incorporate both structural part also, a combination structure. We are doing the building for COSTFORD office in Trivandrum. Its load bearing areas are concrete columns, and the concrete columns are connected with concrete beams, but the slabs are with bamboo. Entire slabs are with bamboo. Entire walls are with bamboo. Entire walls are with bamboo. Slabs and the walls are with bamboo, but the load taking columns are with concrete and steel in it. Actually, 80% of our non-renewable material we are using. 20% non-renewable materials are using. 80% renewable materials also we are using. Bamboo and casuarina. An entire wall is a combination, a bamboo and mud wall. In that mud wall, we are using wattle and dough, not only coal, wattle and dough. Water and dog, but outside will be, because it's a high-rise building. Lots of wind and rain may come. To protect the building, entire building from the wind and the rain, we have to cover up the entire outer skin with bamboo, but interior will be, inside will be water and dog. That type of technology we developed already. We started using it. And with that technology, we can, if you want to construct a building with 20 floors or 100 floors, we can make use of bamboo as an alternative material. And just remember, these materials we are using against the glass and aluminum. Aluminum is the one which we are using ACP as ACP panels, aluminum composite panels. When we use this aluminum composite panels, because of it's a composite panel, you cannot even recycle it. And production of aluminum, how much energy is consumed, how much carbon is coming out for making, when they are making the aluminum. For making of cement, 1 kilogram of cement using 4.85 megajoule of energy, 1 kilogram of cement. But for making of 1 kilogram of aluminum, 170 megajoule of energy is required. How many times? One is 4.5, another one is 170. And all of our buildings, all our high-rise buildings, they are using ACP panels. And instead of this ACP panels, we are introducing bamboo as a covering, or a covering our walls. That is the difference. That sort of difference are there. And it is very much possible to make, even if it is a 100-story building, we can make use of bamboo as an alternative.
Well, it's really nice to listen to that, because these are the what you are saying is that it's not only the load bearing structures, but now also by taking the frame structure, by going higher and bringing the low carbon materials such as bamboo and mud, there is a different way of constructing high rises building that is possible.
Yes. That is actually, we already constructed a 3-story building at Laurie Baker Center. Our COSTFORD building, our COSTFORD office in Trivandrum, it is coming up with the same bamboo floors. And it's actually that the road level is on the 2nd floor level, Trivandrum office. And our cars are good. We have to make a car parking because it's a mandatory. We have to provide car parking there. And cars are going to park on top of the bamboo. We designed it already. Bamboo structure, bamboo slabs. Cars are going to rest in the, or park in the car parking floor.
On the 2nd floor.
On the 2nd floor.
Actually, the 3rd floor.
Yeah, it's actually 5 floors total. But it's a road level is in the 2nd floor. From direct entry to the road. From the road, it will be on the top of the and the ground means on the lower, both the basements are our office spaces.
Let me ask you a couple of questions about the COSTFORD as an organization.
Yeah, you asked me one question about the cost also.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, cost is also because when we applied our filler slab and also rat trap bond and unplastered wall and all, we can reduce nearly 35% cost. 35% cost we can save. Now when we apply this bamboo and mud, we can save 40%, 5% extra. That is the difference. Actually, there is a difference between original our filler slab and rat trap bond. From this, when we use this mud and bamboo here, again another 5 more percentage we can reduce. Only 5%. Bamboo is also not cheap material. Bamboo is a fantastic material, having lots and lots of advantages with this bamboo. Lots of disadvantages also. One is this fire hazard. And whenever we construct with bamboo, we have to be very careful about, and we have to follow all the norms of our fire protection methods. We have to introduce all the fire protection methods for when we construct with the bamboo. And in Maharashtra government already included, as you know, all of you know that Maharashtra government is already included bamboo is one of the construction material in your PWD, Public Work Department, right? I have seen the government order. And we are fighting for that in Kerala now.
Good. Let's hope that you will also win, just like the way the Maharashtra it was included in PWD. Yeah, what I was actually going to come to was the organization, because what you're talking about is means that there is a lot of research and development that is going on at the same time, right? So in order to come up with new materials, new ways of putting these materials, so how does the research and development is integral part of COSTFORD?
Yeah, actually, COSTFORD started in 1985, and we were doing the actual field work. The real research is going on with the Laurie Baker Center now. We have started a Laurie Baker Center. That is after Baker, we started in the memorial of Laurie Baker in Trivandrum. And research and training is happening at Laurie Baker Center. We have some fund for that, and we have a campus in Vilakul Sala in Trivandrum. It was a COSTFORD, Laurie Baker designed. That is actually a Laurie Baker designed campus. It was started. The campus was started in 19. The construction was started in 1996 and finished in 2002. But that was meant for another organization, and that organization wanted to sell it. That time, we formed a society, Laurie Baker Center for Habitat Studies, and approached that owner of that project, and we purchased it from him. And actually, government funded the entire cost for Laurie Baker Center. Government purchased it and gave to Laurie Baker Center. And from that center, it is the training and research and development is happening. And we are into it, and many people are doing it. And whatever we are researching there, it is implemented through COSTFORD. Actually, it is actually both COSTFORD and Laurie Baker Center is working together as a COSTFORD is doing the work, and research and development work is done by Laurie Baker Center, and the training also. And lots of students are coming for the training. This year and previous year, there were, because of the corona, our training programs we stopped. Actually, in Laurie Baker Center, we are conducting training programs for the architecture students, engineering students, and practicing architects, and also other stream people also. They are giving the training in the building and the philosophy of Baker, hands-on, including hands-on. And there are two courses are we offered. One is a course for 4 days program, introductory program, sort of Laurie Baker in philosophy. And also every year we are conducting summer schools for 14 days. We'll get a little more about how to improve and how to things by their hand itself, because it's not seeing. Actually, they have to do it by their hand. They have to jump into the mud. They have to jump into the bamboo. They have to do it themselves. Then only they will learn. The same what I started from there only, no? Laurie Baker teaches how to build. The same way we are trying to spread that philosophy to all.
Yeah,
and when they do it their hand, then only they will know about the strength of bamboo and strength of mud.
yes.
How easy it is. Then without knowing the material, they will not be able to design it also. Then the elasticity of that material, or the flexibility of that material, that we have to teach them. The best method is to do the hands-on.
So the model that you said is very similar to the Hunarshala, what here they do in Kutch. They have something called as Karigar Shala, and they do a lot of hands-on activity. In terms of philosophy, it's very similar to what the COSTFORD and Laurie Baker philosophy has been. And there's a lot of interaction with the student in terms of workshop, and plus research and development is happening at the campus of Hunarshala. And I've had the opportunity to visit Laurie Baker Center. I think when I was there last time, it was fantastic to see them interact with the people who were there. So with the research and development is also connected the role of the artisans and the people who are going to construct these buildings. So, is the Laurie Baker Center is also connected with the artisans and the people who execute the buildings by the COSTFORD? What is the role of the artisans and the craftsmen in the COSTFORD?
Yeah, actually, from Laurie Daddy's time itself, at Costford, whoever comes there for the training, they will be put in the construction field. They will go to the construction site and they learn and they it's actually on the job training. That is how Costford was functioning. Many people are getting trained. Now, actually, we have our masons and carpenters are from other states of the country, mainly from West Bengal, Orissa, Assam part. They are getting more opportunities and more money in Kerala. That's why they came here. But when they come here, we absorb them and put them in our sites, cost. And our people will get the, if we feel like these people want a little more extra training, then we will send them to the Laurie Baker Center and from there they can learn and they can come back. That is the role. And many other organizations also send their people here in Laurie Baker Center and getting trained. Many organizations used to send their artisans here.
Yeah. Yeah. So one more thing that you talked about in the housing projects, there is a almost in all the projects there was a participatory design approach. The people were involved from day one and in the design process also. What I'm trying to understand is how what is the structure of the cost for? I mean, the cost for the way I understand it is there in all the districts there are centers, and in from each centers you have a lot of activities going on, not just the building, but there is also a lot of other activities, developmental activities with the marginalized communities that are happening. So how do these various activities help each other? Let's say when you're doing a project in a participatory design approach, do the people from the other fields come and help? I'm just trying to understand the overall organization of how a center, Oxford Center, is.
Yeah, COSTFORD, when we started COSTFORD 1985, COSTFORD was started by the our former Chief Minister of Kerala, C. Achutha Menon, Laurie Baker, K. N. Raj, and T. R. Chandra Dutt. Four people formed COSTFORD. During the first few years, construction was not in a main activity at all. Actually, COSTFORD's full name itself is Center of Science and Technology for Rural Development. For rural development activities, many activities are taken up. In the first year itself, there was COSTFORD conducted a survey. During in that survey, and conducted in three different panchayats in Kerala. And the result of the survey came up, and in the result, it says housing is the most required part in the rural area. Then only we decided to get into construction very much. Then Laurie Baker came into the full swing, and we started it. We decided to concentrate on housing and also building, not only housing, building, cost-effective building. We started. And also, COSFORD's main people were not only construction activity people, other people also were there. It's actually social engineering
Yes.
happened at COSTFORD. And women empowerment, one of the major area. And before we Kudumbasri here in Kerala, COSFORD started an organization called Stree Shakti Kendra. Stree Shakti. Stree Shakti means women's power. Stree Shakti, women power. That is in Kerala, in Thrissur district, because COSFORD's head office is in Thrissur, and we started in Thrissur. Many other activities started. That is all making small group of women, 20 numbers each, and give them the training and give them the job opportunities and give them the training for how to form a program and a project, and we formulated that project and gave them. They approached and also COSTFORD approached bank for getting loans for the seed centers, and we formulated nearly 800 women groups in Kerala, formed 800 women groups in Kerala, and they started. And we gave them the training as well as we arranged loans for each groups. And also they started thrift. And many groups are still running. That is happened in before 2000. Many groups are still running their programs and going forward. Many groups, women groups. And amazingly, the repayment for bank loans are 100%. 100%. And these women groups are not well settled women at all. They are all from the very needy people, from the family of needy people. You know, originally backward, or maybe we can call it economically weaker section people, and they are getting more money as a part of their extra jobs, and extra they will get extra income also, and that will help them to bring their kids properly. That is the way one of the activities of COSTFORD happening in Thrissur. That is only in Thrissur. And being an architect, I'm heading the Trivandrum Center here, and also as a joint director. I was not able to do concentrate on any other activity. I'm doing only building activity in Trivandrum. And actually, when we get into this Karimadam colony and all, the construction is only an entry point. Another social engineering is the other activity. And the backbone of this Karimadam project is that social engineering. And now we are getting into the training and also livelihood activities of the women there in the Karimadam colony. That is the backbone of that project. Without getting extra proper income for that women there in the Karimadam colony, it is very difficult to move forward. And we are, our Kudumbasri is already involved in the Karimadam colony there in the Trivandrum district. And COSTFORD is going to take these things forward. Introduction of new jobs, introduction of new things, giving training for them, and also marketing side. Whatever they produce, COSTFORD will help them to market also. And that social engineering we are taking care of. And also another thing is, that is what we are going to do. Now the houses are getting ready. 320 houses are completed in Karimadam colony, and another 320 houses are going to construct. And it's all, they have to move, and then only we will be able to construct it there. And 320 houses people started living in the Karimadam colony. And now people also, we already into it, and all of the beneficiaries in the Karimadam colony knows that we are into it. They are also ready. They formed their societies already there, and they wanted to do it. They wanted to teach their kids, and it is already envisaged in our project, small study centers there, and they wanted to teach their kids there, especially girls. That program also will take up. That's why not only the housing and major social engineering, or that is very important. That is very important. That is what we are looking for. And also in COSTFORD, an architect who is trained, he will turn into social architect, not only an architect training. We are giving them the training as a social architect or a social engineer. That sort of training is, that sort of philosophy training is happening at COSTFORD. Also at Laurie Baker Center, both the places.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear that. And so basically, what you're saying is that the activity of building is is not sufficient in itself. There is a whole lot of activities that has to be planned around it, and what you called it, the social engineering, and the fantastic example of the Karimbadu. If I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly, but it's not just the housing, but once you moved into the housing, you're also helping them to uh, move ahead by organizing them, and various activities that are being done by the COSTFORD. So, and this is actually sort of in a way completes the picture of
Yes, yeah,
the development, that it's not only the building, but it's the complete the education, the livelihood, uh, all these issues are actually interconnected.
yes, yeah.
Thank you
And
so much.
also their education. Also very importantly, their education.
This these actually were aspects that I was not completely I've never no, not aware of much about these aspects of the cost food. I was always aware that there is a lot of more activities are going on, but then how they are connected with the building is something that is that I've learned it today from you. Thank you so much, Sajan sir, for giving us your time, for sharing the presentation. It was really wonderful to see you after so long. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I would just like to conclude here with a small announcement that this was our seventh interview. We have two more interviews coming up in this series. The next interview that we have is this Saturday with architect Peter Rich from South Africa, Saturday, 5 o'clock in the evening. Till then, thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you.